Welcome to the Mystic Millionaire podcast, where wealth is energy, success is a mindset, and abundance is your birthright. I am Danielle Amos, your host and mentor, here to help you unlock prosperity, embody confidence, and manifest a life you love. Take a breath, align with your truth, and let's manifest millions. Welcome to the Mystic Millionaire podcast. My name is Danielle Amos, and I'm grateful to be here recording this solo episode in my cozy office. 2025, I've been in a season of reflection, of deep reflection about what this year has been all about. And this episode of our podcast is to encourage you to clear and cut and complete this past year powerfully so that you can move into the new year with a clean slate. The work that we do within our community in the month of December is life-changing, and I wanted to bring it here to the podcast to all of you and encourage you to not bring the baggage from the past season, the past year, or previous years of your life into what's next for you. This powerful ritual was something that I was taught about 15 years ago, and it's become a non-negotiable in my business. And over the past 10 years, we've done this religiously in our community. You may have noticed when I started the podcast that I was burning Palo Santo. And because I've been doing so much work and reflecting in the month of December, I've been constantly cleansing my space. And I encourage you to do the same thing. So you might use sage or Palo Santo or a similar cleansing agent and to clear the energy. And so let me share with you why reflection is so powerful. Oftentimes, without even realizing it, we bring the garbage, we bring our perceptions, we bring our memories and the stories we make about the events that have happened into the future. And there's an impact to that, especially when you are in a season where you've had a lot of lessons or perhaps things didn't go quite as you had planned. And so this reflection exercise, also known as clearing and cutting, or we've called it bless and release, this is a way to complete a season of life. And reflection is something that you can do at the end of a day, at the end of a workshop you've provided for your clients, or maybe a signature talk, the end of a week, end of a month, the end of a marriage, the end of a project at work, any sort of season that is complete, I encourage you to bring in this reflection. And I'm going to high level explain what you're going to do and why. And if any of you feel called to join us, you can access the recording and go through the actual lengthy workshop. And we'll put a link here in the show notes. And you're encouraged to join us for the rest of the month of December or moving into January as we create a clean slate for 2026 so that anything really is possible. So like I said, what's ordinary for people is they'll bring the garbage in from the past into the future and they don't even realize it. Because what happens in as a human is we'll have events that happen to us or for us in our life. And there's the event, the thing that happened, and then there's the story we make up about the event. And as a human being, we're story-making machines. I was trained, part of my training comes from Landmark, so it's a huge principle of Landmark, is that humans were story-making machines. And the truth is, everything that happens, we make up a story about it. And the truth is we have the ability to make up a story that serves us or doesn't serve us. And so choose wisely. But without even knowing it, we will make up a story, and that will dictate, what comes next for us, and it dictates our experience. And that story will be in harmony with our paradigm or the way that we were programmed to look at life. And so we will experience the side of the event that's in harmony with our paradigm, or that allows our beliefs, our current set of beliefs, to perpetuate telling their own story. And so this is why events can happen in the world and two people can have very different experiences of the same event, because of what they're holding. Their belief system in their subconscious mind will reflect what part of that circumstance they'll experience, and the other person will have a different experience because of their beliefs they bring to the table. And so our mind and our brain is always looking for evidence so that we're always right, if that makes sense. So what happens is there is an event that happens in our life, and then there's a story that we tell it. And we've got like a guard keeper in our mind. And like, if you see our mind is like a warehouse, there is a guard at the front of that warehouse. And that guard determines which of the memories we keep top of mind to bring and remind us so that we can use those memories moving forward. Or do we like toss the event or the story we tell it to the back of the warehouse and not really like pay much attention? And the guard at the warehouse, he determines what memories stay top of mind for us by the amount of emotion we give to an event and the story we make up about it. And so because we've been programmed to notice what's wrong as society, we've been programmed to see what's missing, what's wrong. Very often when an event is not quite what you hoped it to be, or it's a negative event, stronger emotions get attached to that event. And so then the gatekeeper of your mind will store that memory in the filing cabinet close so that it's easy to remind you. So perhaps you are about to launch a product, and that product launch requires you to hire a marketing company. And the last time you hired a marketing company, perhaps it failed and you lost $25,000. Well, there would be a lot of emotion around that about losing the money and et cetera, et cetera. And so the gatekeeper will file that memory in the story, like don't hire a marketing company or whatever, top of mind. So the next time you launch your product and you go to hire a marketing company, it will say, hey, don't do that. Remember last time, learn from your mistakes, because there's a lot of emotion. But let's say you did hire the marketing company, and in that launch, you desired 100 new clients and 25 came. Well, 25 at $1,000 is $25,000. And to a lot of people, that would be quite a win. But we have a habit in society of downplaying our wins. We were taught to be modest, to not brag. And so often what happens is the event happens and $25,000 income is a really incredible thing to celebrate. But instead, it wasn't what you were expecting and what you desired. So instead, it wasn't good enough. And you brush that result under the rug and you make up a story that launch wasn't that good. And whatever story you make up will be your truth, and you have the ability to make up a different story that serves you. But because we've been programmed to look for what's wrong and then to be modest rather than celebrate and brag, these two factors mean that that event and the way that your guard keeper of your mind stores the memory is it this win, it kind of like throws it to the back of the warehouse, and there's not a lot of emotion. You brush it under the rug, and instead what's the stronger emotion is the memory of how this marketing company failed you. So then you go out and you launch your next product and you're like, oh, it didn't work out that well. And you remember what happened. But what I recommend in the work we do in reflection in our community is that you actually reflect back on the events over the years, all the things over the year, everything that has happened, and you harvest the good and you gain the lesson from the event. And then you actually add more emotion to your wins so that the wins are top of mind, and the lessons so that the next time you can make informed decisions learning from the past, which then catapults you into the future with a totally new skill set, with awareness, with knowing, and a memory of how incredible you are because you actually celebrate your wins. And so I share this because at first glance, when people look back on their year, they'll notice what didn't go well. And a lot of our clients, they'll have a long list of things that didn't go well. And then all of a sudden they'll start reflecting back and looking back and going, oh my gosh, January, February, look at all the things that I did. Look at all the wins that I actually had. And there'll be many things that they forgot or brushed under the rug that they're bringing to the surface and now feeling so much gratitude for the year. And then we give them tools to transform and transmute all the negative stories they were telling themselves about their failures. And instead, they transmute that into beautiful wisdom and lessons that they can actually take and move forward into the new year. So by the end of it, the person is feeling so empowered with the wisdom gained, and incredibly grateful for all the gifts that the previous season brought. And it's my goal to bring each and every one of you to a place where no matter what happened, you feel absolute gratitude for the people that you've attracted into your life, for the circumstances and the experiences, for all of it. Not just the good stuff, but most importantly, the challenges. And can you honestly sit with the feeling of, I'm so grateful for this person. I'm so grateful for this event. And once you can sit and honestly say that you're grateful for even your worst enemy, you've done the work. See, forgiveness isn't for the other person, it's for you. And when you recognize that life's always been working out for you and that there's so many gifts in what that person brought to you, and you reframe it. Now, it doesn't mean that you've got to condone their behavior. It doesn't mean that you need to be best friends with them. This is between you and the wisdom that you gain. So reflection is an exercise that we do every single December. And this allows us to complete the past in an incredible way, close out the past. And then what you get is you've closed it out, you've harvested the good, you've got the lessons that you can actually move into the future truly informed, and it's complete. And as that year is complete, what you'll find is you have a blank, clean slate. And with a clean slate, it means anything is possible. So anything is possible. From nothing, everything exists. Because you've completed the past season, anything's possible for 2026. And you've got a blank canvas that you can then write honestly about what you would love to see happen. So I share this with you as we move through December with an open heart and an open mind to complete this past year. 2025, whatever it brought to you, it brought to you. Harvest the good and harvest the lessons so that you don't need to repeat it. Many people say that a lesson continues until you've actually learned it. And I want to say until you've embodied the wisdom, until you can truly walk as a changed human, walking with the lessons in your heart, and they've made a difference for you. 2026 is the year of the horse. It's the year of momentum. It's a 1 year new beginnings. Let's complete this shedding year, the year of the snake, a 9-year completion year. Let's complete it with power and gain the wisdom. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being here on the Mystic Millionaire podcast. My name is Danielle Amos, and I am grateful and honored to be walking this journey with you, to be a mentor, and to be unapologetic in walking in harmony with universal truths and the laws. I see you, and I know what's possible for you. Thank you, and expect abundance. Happy holidays, everybody.